Skateboarding has come a long way from being a niche sport with its own alternative subculture. While the industry is still fairly small, skateboarding has exploded in popularity over the years, crossing over into the mainstream. In fact, skateboarding is set to make its debut at the 2020 Olympic Games, which has been postponed due to the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. Each year, new skateboarders make their debut, but some of the sport's oldest athletes are still going strong. All of the skateboarders on this list have been skating for decades and some have risen in the ranks to become skateboarding legends. Number 10. Daewon Song is another longtime skateboarder who used skateboarding as an outlet to deal with a turbulent childhood. Song has been skating since he was 14 and received his first sponsorship not long after from a local skate shop. It didn't take long for Song to make a name for himself and bigger sponsorships soon followed. Many people in the skateboarding industry consider Song to be one of the greatest skateboarders of all time. Number 9. Jamie Thomas is another skateboarding legend who has managed to build several skating brands. Thomas, who is originally from Alabama, moved to the skateboarding capital of the world, California, when he was 17 in the early 1990s. By the end of the decade, Thomas founded Zero Skateboards through skateboard distributor Tumieto. A few years after that, Thomas started Fallen Footwear, and ran the company until its brief closure in 2016. Fallen Footwear was revived in 2018 by Town Collection and Thomas is no longer involved with the company. Number 8. Rune Glifberg, aka the Great Dane, originally hails from Copenhagen, Denmark and has been skating since he was 11 years old. Glifberg competed in his first professional contest in 1990 and 2 years later he started his pro skateboarding career. A few years later, Glifberg moved to California to pursue his skating career full-time. While many of the other older skateboarders on this list no longer enter contests regularly, Glifberg still competes annually. Even after all these years, Glifberg can still keep up with skaters half his age and in 2019, he placed second at the Vans Combi Pool Party Masters Finals. Number 7. Ronnie Krieger, who is now 46 years old, has been skateboarding since he was 3 and has been pro since the early 1990s. Over the years, Krieger became known for his technical street skating, which involves ledge structures. In 2011, Krieger produced a ledge skateboarding instructional video segment for Trans World Skateboarding magazine. That same year, Krieger launched his own skateboard accessories brand, etc. Number 6. Besides Tony Hawk, Steve Berra is one of the most successful skateboarders ever, who managed to turn his love of skateboarding into a multi-million-dollar empire. Berra says that he grew up poor and that he decided to pursue a skateboarding career when he was 14. After moving to California when he was 18, Berra was mentored by Tony Hawk. After many decades a professional skater, Berra co-founded the Berrics website with fellow skater Eric Costin. The Berrics is now the go-to place for all things related to the skateboarding industry. Number 5. Until he recently passed away in March 2020, Jeff Grosso was one of the oldest active skateboarders in the world. Grosso began skateboarding when he was only 5 years old and turned pro when he was 12 in 1980. 2 years later, Grosso landed his first sponsor, Vans, and worked with the company for many years. Although Grosso was still a prominent skater in the 1990s, he developed problems with substance abuse and dropped off the scene for several years. Grosso got sober in 2005 and picked his professional career back up and had been skating again since then. Number 4. While the other skateboarders on this list are famous in their own rights, Tony Hawk is a household name and a pop culture icon. Like the other skaters on this list, Hawk received his first skateboard when he was just a kid. Hawk quickly fell in love with the sport and was considered a prodigy. He turned pro when he was 14 and by the time Hawk was 25, he had won 73 of the 103 pro contests he had entered. Hawk leveraged his early fame into a lifelong career that now includes his own skateboard brand, Birdhouse, and a popular video game franchise, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Number 3. Steve Caballero is another skateboarder in his mid-50s who's still going strong. Caballero began skating in 1976 when he was 12 and started taking skating seriously when he was 14. His first sponsor was Campbell Skate Park. After placing 5th in a national skate contest, Caballero was offered a sponsorship with Power Peralta and became a member of the infamous Bones Brigade. Caballero is known for the difficult tricks and air variations he invented for vertical skating. He also holds the long-standing record for the highest air achieved on a half-pipe. Number 2. Lance Mountain recently celebrated his 56th birthday and is the oldest pro skateboarder on this list. Mountain started skateboarding in 1975 when his friend Enrique Esparza gave him his used board. After spending his youth honing his skills, Mountain went pro in the early 1980s, riding for Power Peralta. Mountain is considered one of the most influential skaters of all time and is the inventor of the eggplant and sagplant tricks. Number 1. Ned Lunger is currently the oldest skateboarder in the world at the age of 63. While Lunger is the only skater on this list who isn't a professional, he's notable enough to have had some sponsors and has been featured in skating magazines and videos. According to Unger, he received his first skateboard in 1962 when he was just 5 years old. Unger has been skating non-stop since then. He also enjoys surfing and skiing. In the early 1980s, Ned Lunger invented several of his own tricks, which he calls the Sissy Pop and Sissy Bounce finger flip. The latter went viral and others have dubbed it the Unger flip.